What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the F122 My Team Career, episode number 2 today for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Season 1. If you guys did miss the previous episode at the Bahrain Grand Prix, the opener of this series, definitely be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. A very entertaining episode as we finally got our team underway, but unfortunately, not the greatest race in the books, as unfortunately, spoiler, yeah, we finished 19th. SCHUMACHER finished 15th for our team. Coming into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, we're just looking to try and bounce back and hopefully get a better result. Hopefully score some points for our team. I think our car has the pace to get some unlikely points if we could take advantage of any opportunities. But here we can see SCHUMACHER has found their stride in the simulator, and we are going to decide if we can focus on his pace or his awareness. So I was deciding through these options. Both of them would give a +7 bonus on either pace or awareness. But I decided to go with awareness because there's no point working on his pace if he has no awareness. If he has good awareness, he can use his pace, as shown in Bahrain, to put his car up high. Alright, so now back to the menu here. We're going to see what we can do. There's not a lot of time, though, in between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. We're going to do some second driver performance review and some driver promotion filming. And if you did watch the preseason, we did have an ERS vote. We get 400 resource points, though, as a reward to try and continue to upgrade our car further. Looking at the R&D, we do have an upgrade coming in for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That was one that failed last episode. Looking through the upgrades, we can't do much on the aero because we already have something that is pending. On the chassis side, again, we gotta wait for that one to finish. And then on the powertrain side, nothing much there. Nothing much to do with durability either, so unfortunately, we might only just bring one upgrade to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But once that upgrade is through, we should be able to unlock the next upgrade, which hopefully I think is a major weight reduction upgrade, which will be huge for us. And we have more than enough resource points. I was thinking about a gearbox upgrade on the durability side, but I don't think we need that. Going through the timeline there, March 22nd, we have that done and that activity done, and the chassis side upgrade will come in for this Grand Prix, which will be helpful. That will now unlock the major monocoque structure upgrade, but we will not purchase it just yet, as we're going to wait for the discount. If we were to purchase it now, it would come in time for the Imola Grand Prix, so hopefully with the discounts coming in time, we can purchase that for the Imola Grand Prix, because I'm not spending 1,200. I think just a little less will be better. But then into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, we do have a really hot lap to choose, either between average speed zone and drift. So I chose average speed zone because, look, I am no good at drifting supercars. I mean, I have barely even driven the supercars, so let's see how the average speed zone goes. So the average speed zone really is just 3 rounds, and we have to try to hit 100.75 miles an hour to get that gold target, which will give us 1,000 to claim and $100,000 in cash, which will be crucial for us as we go for our first run. We're driving the McLaren 720S, and I gotta say, this is a really fun car, as we're gonna use the banking here as our corner, braking down to third gear, going a bit deep though, locking up the tires as we try to get the power down as quickly as we can, as you know, come out of this turn and heading towards the right hander, trying to wait for full throttle. Now we can start forward the throttle as we turn right, and we're going to try to get the speed. The average speed trap is going up, but as we cross the line there, I think we just missed it. Yeah, 99.85. That would give us silver, so we're going to have 2 more attempts to get this dead on right. As we get ready for the second attempt now, hopefully we can get this right as we now head for one more time. Trying to get the braking point. I think we're just a little too slow there. If we can carry more speed in there, we're definitely better. We brake a little earlier, but we walk up the tires way too much there. I think it was just turning a little too early. We're going to have to make that up, though, as we go through this long left-hander, trying to get on the power as early as we can. But we get on the power a little too early, and we absolutely bin it into the wall. We're going to try to get this as quick as we can the speed is going down drastically. Can't get it off the wall, though. That is fortunately going to be a failed attempt there. Yeah, no, just not a good result at all. As we cross those at 68.72 miles an hour. That is nowhere close to the bronze time or the bronze goal, let alone the gold goal. So we got one more chance to make this run, as we're going to try this one more time. As we go across the line, the 5 red lights are gone, and here we go into the banking corner one more time. Can we get this right now and get that precious gold? We're going to take it a little easy in here, try to get the car rolled in, get on the power as early as we can as we swing wide, try to get a short shifting just to get the traction. Now we can floor as we now head towards the section. We're drifting out wide though. It's a bit of us, so we got to keep it forward though. Graze the wall though, and unfortunately it will not improve. Our best result will only be 99.85, and they'll only get us silver for the Pirelli Hall-Up. It is our first one this week. We can give ourselves a little slack, but that will give us 500 acclaim and $50,000 in cash. It's not the goal we want, which is 1,000 acclaim and $100,000 in cash, but what can you do? I will take that over nothing. So now it's time to head to quick practice, and we're going to do the quick practice programs real quick. Get that one done. Is obviously 100% success. Now trying to get the drag reduction here, and that will work as well. Now doing the purple one as well, and we get that as well. So far luck is on our side. Hopefully we won't jinx as we get this one as well. Can we get the last one there? Can sweep this easily? Yes, we can with plenty of time. We're going to go into the track acclimatization, and we get that 100% one as well. We've only got 3 minutes left, but that's not going to give us enough time to do anything, so we're going to skip on to quick practice 2 here. And here is quick practice 2. We're going to start the track acclimatization, getting that one. No, we do not. It's actually a failed program there, so hopefully that's not a bad omen for things to come. As we get that one. Can we get this one as well? Yes, we can. Can we now get the drag reduction, please, in one shot? No, we do not. That is 2 programs failed in just 1 practice session. I mean, it's a little concerning here. Can we get this rear downforce one, though? Yes, we can. As we now move on to the qualifying pace program, getting that 100% success one. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Now looking, we don't have enough time. We're going to try the 50% success one. Can we do this here? No, we cannot. So we only have time for the 25% success one here. Can we do it? And actually, to my surprise, we actually managed to get that over the 50% one. And now onto the final practice session. We're going to get this done quickly. Trying to get this done. Yes, we get that one. Can we get the engine power one in one sweep? Yes. No, actually, my fault. We did not get that. So the end, these practice show up getting a little petty here as we now get the weight reduction. Can we try to get this one? Yes, we can. And that will see us get all the resource points, all the development boosts, which is great. And now looking here to see our results. We got 675. That gives us 2,226 resource points, which is nuts. That is a lot of resource points to burn here, and I think we will be able, with our discounts, to purchase some upgrades then for future races here. So as we go through all of these, we get our discounts, and we are going to go ahead and purchase another upgrade for our car. And the upgrade that we are going to purchase for our car is going to be that monocoque structure, which has a 7% discount. Not too much, but we got plenty of R&D points instead. We're going to do that. That's going to come in time for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, which is great. And we're going to just throw on the gearbox one just in case, because why not? But enough said about that. That's enough upgrades. It's time for the real business and qualifying. Alright, then here we are then for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It is time for qualifying. We're going to put on a nice setup for our car. I'm actually excited to see how this is really going to go because I don't have too much experience here around Saudi Arabia on F1 2021, let alone F1 22. But here we go then as we now start our first flying lap, and almost been in at the start there as we now head down the main straight and all these STC Saudi Arabian Grand Prix logos. And now head now towards turn 1. The tight chicane, and now head down the gears, down to third, going a little deep there, but getting this apex, and now trying to get the power as early as we can there. Door shifting a little bit as we now head now towards the fast sweeping S section here, taking a nice line through there. Can't go flat out here just yet. Now we can go flat out, as you can see the ground effect cars that work to their full advantage. Getting a nice apex there, going to get there, and running right up to the wall there, as we almost touch it, but get a good run through there, going a little wide there, as the car understeered. But if you look at the bottom left, a purple first sector. Would you look at that? I never thought we'd ever see the day of a purple sector. I'm going to go in the second episode there as we come out of this left-hander there. That's a little weak for us there. It's a little weak spot like our Achilles heel as we come into this corner, going way too deep, missing that apex there, having to cut the corner just a little bit, managing to get the cut tires on the curb there. That left-hander followed by this quick right-left there is a little of a weak spot for us. We're going to have to see if we can keep up with the AI there during the race. Coming into this left and then right-hand, we can take a little more speed through there, just be a little cautious just to make sure that we make the corner. As we now come on another straight here, I want to say the back street, there's so many straights here in Saudi Arabia. As we now head now into the final quarter one last time, down to third gear, up to fourth, get on the power nice and early here, and we can run our way towards the line. Open DRS as we now cross the line here, and that is going to be a great lap for us. A 1:32.6. Only 2/10 behind the Alfa Romeo of Guan Yu Zhou. But now coming back to the garage, we're going to see people starting to set their lap times. It was a decent lap from us, not the greatest lap. But yeah, we're finding a lot of time in that first sector. Not really finding a lot of time, though, in the second and third. We are losing a bit of time, mainly because of the mistakes we made. And then that left-hander up there, as I was talking to Jeddah, though, only in 10th place. And he's quite a far away behind us. He's 7/10 behind us, so he must have had made a mistake somewhere. As now people start to set their lap times, and we finished off there. Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and George Russell have not set their lap times yet, so they're going to have to get out on track very soon. Meanwhile, for us, we're up there in P9, but we are only about 7/10 away from the drop zone. And with the street circuit like Jeddah, track evolution is very, very high. So we're going to have to go again for just one more run and just ensure that we can make it through into Q2. As we now get ready to start our second lap here into the chicane, a little bit time. Going a little earlier on the brakes, getting a much better run through there. You can see just ahead. I think it's the Alpine or one of the Williams. As we now head into the S section, almost hitting the wall there. As we now come into the S section here. A little of a cut there on the recording. Going a little wide there. As we now go through the S section here. Trying to find a good line through here. And the recording did a little buffering here. So now it goes to this S section one more time. Not getting as close as we did last time. Although running over the curbs a little more aggressively. As we now head towards the left-hander another time there, 5/10 up then on Stroll's provisional time there as it comes to this section, going a little wide there, trying to carry more speed. That does pay a little more dividends. It's now heading out through towards the right-left kink here, going earlier on the brakes, getting the apex there now, and we get a much more time on our delta as we now head down this straight, getting ready to open the DRS right now through these fast sweeping left and right-handers. Now towards this corner. Can we do this a little more aggressive than last time? Yes, we can. Down to 5th gear and clipping that apex very well. And we can see we have gained so much time then on our previous best. Nearly 5/6/10 gain as Zhou Guan Yu is now 10th. We're in 12th place. We probably didn't need to go against Carlos Sainz, who is behind us. Now he goes back up the order. And we're now down to push down to P13 as we get on the power here. Trying to finish this lap. We're down to P13. Magnussen goes P11 though. Albon. Now Latifi goes up to 40 minutes across the line. Where is this going to put us? This is going to put us up to P12 ahead of everyone else and into Q2 for the first time. And to my surprise, although I shouldn't be that surprised here as we complete this, Teo Porcher is with us into Q2. So both of our cars have made it to Q2. Great effort for both of us. Now let's see if we can take that momentum into Q2 here. But obviously it's going to be a lot easier said than done as we come into this corner another time here. Getting a better line through here, so just learning the circuit bit by bit. Going a little wide and almost snapping it and moving the rear end. Luckily we managed to keep the car on the track and in one piece. Coming to the S section one more time here through this sweeping right-hander. Now the left-hander, the double left-hander here. Getting up to just a little bit. Now taking a nice line through and getting up to the wall again. Nearly touching it there, and I will admit I cut the corner a little there. No warning though for us, luckily, as I come into the sweeping S section. No purple sector, although if you were watching the first flying lap we had, our first flying lap, our first sector time was a 34.039. We just put a 34.039 again there if you were paying attention. If you're not, I won't be surprised. As you know, come onto another straight open DRS yet again. Very fun circuit, I must say, around Jeddah Corniche. Very fast. It is very rewarding for those who are brave as they come to this corner. This corner is a lot of fun as well if you can get it dead right. As we now come onto this back straight here, ready to tackle the final corner here, blasting our way down almost 200 miles an hour as we now head into the braking zone. Hard on the brakes, down to 3rd gear, taking very aggressive here, getting on the power nice and early. Don't hit the wall like Max Verstappen did in 2021. As we now come across the line here, sticking to the left side for the shortest route. That is going to put us P4 ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas. A decent lap time from us, only behind Max Verstappen and ahead of Mick SCHUMACHER as well. But as people start to set their lap times, they will go faster than us. But as I was sitting in the garage, I was actually thinking, you know, should I actually go again for another run? Because I was thinking, let's just save a set of soft tires for the race. Because if we can save a set of soft tires for the race, you know, just in case there's a late safety car, you know, we could be a very quick car here. So we're going to skip the rest of this. We're going to save a set of tires just in case there is a late safety car. We do have a good representative lap time there. I know we will definitely drop and lose our P8 there and not get into Q3. I will not be very surprised because our car, look, it's not very competitive at all. And clearly so. But we only finished P13, only 4/10 away from P10. So if we did go again, we could definitely have made it into Q3. Théo Pourchaire finishes 16th. We finished 13th. So a decent run for us. But that's enough about qualifying. Saturday is over for us. But now it's time we shift our focus to Sunday. And hopefully we can carry this momentum into the race for some unlucky points here.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world, Jeddah. One of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca, and one of the biggest ports in the region. And now, host to the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and a very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Perez, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Mick Schumacher, and Yuki Tsunoda, Norris, Gasly, Gallagher, and Joe, Ricciardo, Théo Pourchaire, Kevin Magnussen, and Lance Stroll, Latifi, Albon, Vettel, and George Russell ends our grid lineup. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Again, for some odd reason, I don't know why the formation lap cut up, but we're going to know that as we go to 5 front lights and slice and away we go as we quickly get this Grand Prix underway. It's a decent start for us as we look to the outside here, trying to get a good line through, going around the outside, almost making a big cut to Pierre Gasly, having to take a bit of evasive action, managed to Musico as we move into P12.
Condition still looking good.
But Gasly gets us on the outside, we have to check our vehicle condition just to make sure we didn't make any damage from Pierre Gasly. Again, I'm sorry that the formation lap cut out. I will tell you this though, that we did get a perfect parking, and it will be a one-stop here. As you can see, the train of cars is slow up here as we now head through this fast left, right and left-hander as we now onto the next straight here towards the long left-hander. And it looks like the train is led by Valtteri Bottas, then Esteban Ocon, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, but up ahead, Charles Leclerc leads the way from Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Carlos Sainz. Running in 4th, then Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Mick Schumacher, Tsunoda, Norris, Gasly, us, Zhou Guanyu, Théo Pourchaire, now up to 15th place there, and ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, Lance Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, Alex Albon, Sebastian Vettel, George Russell, and Nicholas Latifi rounds out the grid here as they'll head down the straight. And into the final corner, Ocon dives down the inside of Valtteri Bottas. Was there a big cut? And it's right on board then with Esteban Ocon. Now Valtteri Bottas as they head down the main straight. Hamilton's going to, is it going to be 3 wide as they head down the main straight? This is what we love about Saudi Arabia, is that the battles are so intense. It's going to be 3 wide into the first corner. Who's going to have the inside? Hamilton gets squeezed though. Bottas goes around the outside and he somehow makes that move sticking. We are behind there as these 3 are squabbling here. And behind Théo Pourchaire and Zhou Guanyu going wheel to wheel here into this next left-hander. Who's going to have the better run through here? Zhou Guanyu is having the better line, but Théo Pourchaire is not giving up as they go through this left-hander. Now this right-hander, Théo Pourchaire gets the outside line and he squeezes out Zhou Guanyu and maintains P14. Meanwhile, in our POV, we are trying to stick with Pierre Gasly, having a little look around the outside here, but it's not going to work as he now squeezes out. But up ahead on the road, Looks like Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso are going wheel to wheel here, just like in real life. There it is, as we now head down towards turn 1. And we have a pressurizing Pierre Gasly in the background there. And we're trying to get on the outside. We go way too deep on the brakes. We lock up and we almost clout Lando Norris. And we somehow just managed to avoid Pierre Gasly. But up ahead on the road, you can see there too, are still squabbling there as they head now towards the left-hander. Looks like who's got the inside line there. It looks like Esteban Ocon's got the inside line, but Fernando Alonso's going to keep this, and they are still squabbling as they go around the outside. Goes Fernando Alonso. He gets the move done. Ocon is squeezed out, and now P7 is set up for that. But you can see this humongous train is forming as you get right up with Mick SCHUMACHER just for a little bit. Is he going to make a move on the inside? Yes, he will. He's going to go to the inside. Will Esteban Ocon find us? Yes, he will. As now go around the outside. Schumacher, though, gets a little squeeze, gets a little bit of a slide there. That's going to allow Yuki Tsunoda, a lot of doors to get involved, so we're going to get involved as well. Now we're going to right up over this. You can see Pierre Gasly slow. Lando Norris slows up. We're going to go around the outside of Pierre Gasly. We're going to try to make this move stick. Almost gets swiped with Lando Norris, but we go way too deep into the corner. Having to take the two off the track, and that will cost us time. And we look behind us. The tail chair is right behind us now, and we are looking to try and keep this position here. Lap 3 on to lap 4. Then Valtteri Bottas under pressure then from his former teammate Lewis Hamilton. They're going to go side by side into the first quarter. Hamilton's going to try to swing around the outside. Valtteri Bottas, though, keeps his foot in there. And it's now going to be a drag race between the two. So we can right on board with Valtteri Bottas. Now head now towards the left-hander there. Valtteri Bottas has the inside line. Hamilton's going to try to go around the outside. And I think he gets the move done. Yes, he does. Can Valtteri Bottas fight it back? No, he will not. There is Hamilton now up into P5. And I can go chase after Sergio Perez. And now back to our POV as we are still stuck behind Pierre Gasly. We are closer to him though than he is to Lando Norris, so can we see if we can make Lewis trying to get a good run through the slingshot, left, right, left-hander. Now with the right-hander, we get a good run though here, but he's a lot of ERs as we now head down to this straight. And looking to try to gain up Pierre Gasly. We are gaining in this slipstream, gaining. We're going to turn off the ERs here right now, and we're going to send it up the inside of the AlphaTauri. Pierre Gasly late on the brakes. He sees us coming, had a little bit of lock up there, but we get up into P12, but it may not be all dusted and done. As now Pierre Gasly will have DRS and our slipstream here. We got to use a bit of ERS now to keep behind us as we now head down this straight. Are we going to be the last of the late breakers? We're going to be the last of the late breakers. Get the elbows out, and that is a successful move up into P12. And now we can go chase after the McLaren of Lando Norris. Lap 7 though onto lap 8. Sorry for the little crappy audio, but they're still going at it with the two Alpines. Mick Schumacher almost gets involved. They're going to go side by side. Esteban Ocon and Fernando Alonso. These two are still scrapping it out away for P7 as we are trying to just sort this out. Hopefully they can sort this out as quickly as they can before we start losing too much time. As they now go through the left-hander, they are still side by side. As they now go through this fast sweeping section, who's going to have the inside? Well, it looks like Fernando Alonso just gets ahead then of Esteban Ocon, and they can now start to settle down. But I don't think Esteban Ocon will be giving up this yet, as we can right up on them with Fernando just for a little bit. Now looking on back to Esteban Ocon and Mick Schumacher, Yuki Tsunoda, Lando Norris, then us right behind this pack. Then it comes Pierre Gasly, and then Kevin Madison and George Russell. So there's a huge train of cars here. As now on board then with Esteban Ocon. Can you see if we can make him any ground up back on Fernando Alonso in the slipstream as they head into the slingshot right then left-hander. Looking good through here so far. And he's going to get a nice helping at DRS though and a good slipstream. Will he use his overtake? But I think he will as he now opens DRS right now. We're going to be on board with Fernando Alonso there as they now head out towards the fast left-right-hander. Fernando Alonso, looks like there's a yellow flag though I see. Is Fernando Alonso? Yes, Fernando Alonso's going slow. He's going to have an engine issue though, and he is going to retire from this Grand Prix. Will this be a safety car? It's going to have to park up on the left-hand side, and yes it will. It will be a safety car for the first time in the series. The safety car has come out for our F1 22 My Team series. And I do feel a little bad there for Fernando Alonso as he was running a lofty P7. If it was P7 PA for Alpine, it would be a great result for them. But this will give us the perfect opportunity as we are going to box this lap for a free pit stop for the hard combat tires. And we're going to follow all the midfield runners in, just making sure we don't speed too much. Taking a little caution in here. Now we can get on the pit limit. There's a 50 miles an hour. Look at everyone coming into the pits. Can we see if we can jump people though as they're getting held up as we are waiting for the turn in right now, and that is a nice optimal turn in. Get the medium tires off, hard tires on, wait to go, and we are going. And look at that, we are right behind Esteban Ocon. I think Ocon might have gotten held up because remember, he was one of the lead drivers in this pack, so he must have gotten held up in the pit lane as now Teo Porcher is into the pits, and we got to warp these tires and now catch up to the safety car, Cleo. down in a couple laps. And that's taking us a little while to catch up, but now in lap 11 we are going to catch up to Esteban Ocon, and for the first time we will see this new broadcast safety car. And I really do like this. This really is something different and something nice to have. And sorry for, again, the crappy audio. We're going to have to somehow fix that. But anyways, this will give us a good time to then look on the grid order. We got Leclerc in first, Hamilton in second. I don't think Hamilton pitted because he was not running in a very high position at first, so I think he doesn't have to pit. Verstappen's in third, Sainz fourth, Perez fifth, Bottas sixth, Yuki Tsunoda runs in seventh, Mick Schumacher eighth, Lando Norris ninth, Esteban Ocon 10th, we are 11th, good on the cusp of points here. Then comes Sebastian Vettel, Joe Guan Yu, Daniel Ricciardo, George Russell, Pierre Gasly, Nicholas Latifi, Alex Albon, Lance Stroll, and Théo Pourchaire. So Théo Pourchaire, not running too bad at the moment. He's running in last place though. So let's hope that with the pace he had in Bahrain, he can make up a couple of overtakes here to try and get back up the field as we now move on to lap 11 now towards lap 12. I think the safety car will be coming at the end of lap 12, so we are going to skip onto that. And now you can see on the top left, safety car is ending, so Charles Leclerc will lead the way down from Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, and the rest of us as we now get ready to take back control from our AI. We are behind Esteban Ocon. This would be a great chance for us to get into the point position and try to do some defending here as we are getting ready then out of the last corner, waiting to go right about now. It's going to be interesting to see how we do this. We're going to stay behind him and wait to go, and now everyone's going to start pouring in. Now we're going to move over to the outside. We almost run into that, and we have to let off though because it would have been overtaken then under the yellow flag. But now we are ready to go racing, and we're going to go down the inside. No, Alcon's defense the inside. We're a little squeeze there as we now head now into turn 1 and turn 2. Esteban Ocon and Mick Schumacher going side by side as we now head out of this right hand and now towards the fast. So they're going to go side by side through here. Are we going to make a move here? We're just going to stay behind, be a little patient, and just wait for the right opportunity as they are still going side by side. They got to fix this off before we start losing time to the others as Esteban Ocon gets ahead of Mick Schumacher finally, as we can now start to settle down once again and try to build a rhythm here to get past these guys. But if you're watching carefully there, as I was talking about, that George Russell is now up to P12 and he's going to start pressurizing us, so we're going to have a bit of defending here to do as we move on to the next laps. And looking on the same lap here, up ahead, Valtteri Bottas and Lando Norris are dueling then for 6th place. This is going to be a crucial race as now the top 5 are really just running away with this, and then obviously George Russell is out of sync there. Again, bad audio quality, I'm really sorry. But Lando Norris will get a good slipstream though off of Valtteri Bottas. Will he make a move? Yes, he was going to pull to the outside. Valtteri Bottas will defend the inside line like he's supposed to, and they're going to go side by side into the last corner. Lost to the late breakers. Valtteri Bottas just stays ahead, and he's going to squeeze out Lando Norris then. But looking behind, you can see Joe Guan Yu has now gotten ahead of Pierre Gasly for 14th place. And now looking up the order, Hamilton is into the pits. I think he's in for the pits for just a change of tires. Yes, it is. So obviously, you know, he just did not have the right time to come into the pits. So he will fall down the order massively and lose that massively because of that. Meanwhile, Esteban Ocon and Lando Norris going side by side through here as we now head now towards the fast left-hander. Who's going to have the inside line? Esteban Ocon is, and we are going to just watch them right behind with with Lando Norris and Esteban Ocon, but they are still fighting away, and that has allowed us to get up into the mix here as well. And we are just running here in P10. We did, thanks to Lewis Hamilton's pit stop, get into the points. We are running in the point-paying position here, but we're going to have a lot of laps here as we try to hold on to this position. Looking on the back to the other half of Mick Schumacher, just trying to find that right line, but it's just not working for us. So we're going to be a little patient here, save up our ERS, and wait for the right time to attack him. And that right time to attack him, maybe now though, just later on the lap, as we're under pressure from the Mercedes. George goes down the inside, makes contact with Mick Schumacher. What if he'll have a bit of damage? But that's going to put Mick Schumacher out of position here. We're going to have a good run on him, use a lot of ERS then to try and blast past him as we now head now into turn 1. A little bit of a crap there as our video quality almost cut down. We're going to send it down the inside, try to keep it with Mick Schumacher here. Get on the curb there a little bit, go on the outside, and we managed to get the mistake. Meanwhile, George Russell, though, has gotten ahead of both of us, so we have lost a position and then gained back a position. So now we got to just find our form again. As up ahead, they are still going side by side, trying to duel this out for 6th place. What a fantastic scrap by the AI. The AI obviously are becoming a lot more aggressive over the games. And it's actually been a lot of fun here racing on Saturday, especially in a track that's so fast for the speed. Yeah, we went a little bit wide there. but it is a lot of fun to duel with these AI as they are scrapping away from positions as hard as they possibly can. As now Lando Norris and Yuki Tsunoda going side by side. This could get interesting. Can we get in the mix here as they are held up a little bit? George Russell's held up a little bit, but we cannot make a move just yet as we now head now through the right-hander and look to settle back down and just hope we can get past these guys soon. So that might be a bit of an issue as here we have a DRS fault.
Open. We need you to pit so we can try to repair it. Pit in for repairs and be careful.
Well, I ain't gonna pit for that. We got yellow flags here behind us. I wonder if someone's got a problem there, or someone's spam there. But I am not coming in for the pits to change this rear wing and try to close it. I mean, it's really helpful. As Sebastian Vettel is now out of the Grand Prix. I mean, he wasn't really running into the points. So, I mean, not really that much of a difference. But I'm not gonna pit in for the repairs. I'm gonna stay out. With this DRS, it's really gonna help us here with the fast-sweeping nature of this Jeddah Corniche Circuit. Obviously, the fast sweeping sessions will be a little bit of pain here as you're sticking behind George Russell. We're going to sneak up the inside, catch him napping there, and we are going to move up into P9, getting ahead of a Mercedes. And luckily with this DRS, he's going to pull to the outside, but with that speed boost we have, we're going to set it up the inside and keep that position. But this is where we're probably going to struggle the most with that little less rear downforce. But obviously now with these new ground effect cars, the cars aren't as reliant on that rear downforce as they were, let's say, maybe 2 years ago or a year ago. As the ground effect cars, the ground will just suck the car to the ground. But this will be helpful, especially in the non-DRS zones, to try and A, stay ahead of George Russell, and B, try to close it to this train up here as you look to get even more positions for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Now back to the action is lap 16 onto lap 17. Yuki Tsunoda is going to have a look here. Valtteri's going to look a lot. It's going to go 3 wide into the next corner as we are under pressure behind from George Russell, trying to get this sorted out. And somehow, Lando Norris stays ahead of both of these guys. As we were a little under pressure there from George Russell, trying to squeeze him out, and we do so successfully. Daniel Ricciardo has now moved up to the P11, as we are now looking to try and catch up to these other two trains and of Valtteri Bottas. And you can see, I think Lando Norris has dropped Valtteri Bottas. What if Bottas maybe has some damage, or he just got a little caught out by that, and he's starting to lose some focus here as we now head towards the long left-hander. Be a little pressurized there from George Russell. I really don't want to fight the Mercedes, but we are fighting for championship points here. So we kind of have to, and I don't want George Russell to ruin our race when we have a chance for good points. So we're going to try to fight him and try to save these guys. But George Russell may have a bit of other ideas as he tried to set it up the inside there, but we have none of it, and now we can use the DRS and a broken DRS to push away from him. But that contact may have unsettled George Russell. He's now in for a pit stop, and what if he's got damage? Yes, he does. They are out there with the wing, and he's going to strap on a new set of soft compound tires. They're really disappointing for the Mercedes as he will be way out of position. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly and Mick SCHUMACHER having a fantastic scrap here for P11 and P12 as they are trying to settle this down. And Mick SCHUMACHER gets the line, but Pierre Gasly trying to hang it around the inside. Yes, he does. Will he get the moves done as he goes through his right hander? Yes, he will, and he will maintain P11, and that will be good news as Daniel Ricciardo is looking to try and pressurize Yuki Tsunoda as he has fallen away from us, and we are trying to pressurize Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas is starting to pull away though from us as we are trying to stay behind him and looking to wait for a move here. But as we come into this corner, Valtteri Bottas we nearly go right to the back of him as we were way too deep on the brakes. Yuki Tsunoda is going to have a good run on us as we now head down the main straight and towards turn 1. The AlphaTauri is pretty quick in the straight line, but we were going to defend him all the way down the straight. Who's going to have the inside line? Yuki Tsunoda has the inside. He gets later on the brakes. He covers us off, and that will put us down to P9 and Yuki Tsunoda up to P8. But we will not back down, and we will get back him very, very soon. Lap 22 though on to 23, nothing much has happened. We have stayed behind Yuki Tsunoda. Yuki Tsunoda getting a little impatient as we now head now towards turn 1. Yuki Tsunoda is going to try to hang this around the outside if Valtteri Bottas can give the room, and yes he will. Yuki Tsunoda has the inside line, but Valtteri Bottas will have the run though as we now head towards the next sequence. Of course, we are right behind them waiting to pick up the scraps here as we now head into the left hand. They are still going side by side, but one of them gets squeezed out here as we ride on board them with Yuki Tsunoda just for a little bit. And now back to our POV here. We're going to try to pick up the scraps, so Valtteri Bottas squeezes Yuki Tsunoda. We go a little bit out trying to keep Yuki Tsunoda space, but we're going to go up the inside of Yuki Tsunoda, get the move back done as we planned, and now that moves us up into P8. Hamilton, though, is going to pressurize Yuki Tsunoda and try to get past him. But now our goal now is to stick with Valtteri Bottas. We don't want to overtake him just yet, though, because he'll just get us back on the next straight. We're going to try to stick with him, and on the last lap, we will use all our ERS, use all the power we've got to blast past him and up into P7. but nothing much has happened up at the top, and Charles Leclerc has had a beautiful night here in Saudi Arabia. He leads by a significant margin then to Max Verstappen, almost 5 whole seconds. Verstappen running in second will have to play runner-up once again. And Charles Leclerc, as it now comes down the straight, will see the checkered flag if he can get through this final corner just right. And he will, as he rounds the final bend. He's going to come across the line then to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. His second win of the season and his second win in a row. Charles Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix ahead of Max Verstappen, who comes home in second place, just like last race. Carlos Sainz third. Sergio Perez comes in fourth place. Esteban Ocon, hats off to him for finishing an impressive P5 then for Alpine. It could have been a double points finish, but unfortunately Fernando Alonso had retired, and ahead of Lando Norris, a great result for the McLaren team after a dismal weekend in Bahrain. But now back to our POV here. We have skipped a little bit. We're going to set it up the inside of Valtteri Bottas. He makes a lot of contact with us as he didn't think he saw us turn in there. We stuck with him though. Sorry there's not a lot of footage there to show, but we come across the line somehow to take P7 then for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. 6 points for us after a dismal weekend in Bahrain. I will take that. Great race then for our team, and a great result for us as we have bounced back. And hats off to George Russell for getting driver of the day in Saudi Arabia.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Ferrari are at it again. An excellent performance at today's Grand Prix, and they're certainly a team that know what they're doing out there.
Ferrari have won 2 races in a row, and they all have come courtesy of Charles Leclerc, who comes ahead of Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz. Same podium places as Bahrain, but a great result for Charles Leclerc. If he can keep this momentum up, it will be Ferrari winning the championship. But a great result then for us as well, as we came home in P7, albeit a very odd overtake, I must say, then, of Valtteri Bottas. I don't think that was the cleanest move there was. We went for the gap, though. I think Valtteri Bottas just turned on us. I don't think that FIA will be too happy with us, but there was any penalty, and that's 6 points for us. So I mean, I'll definitely take that, and I cannot believe what a great race we've had, though. But Mick Schumacher gets his points then for Haas, and unfortunately, our teammate Teo Pacher only finished 16th place. Same place he started on the grid. It's not terrible,
There's no question in my mind, it has to go to George Russell.
The pace kind of disappeared a little bit,
but
but it's a great result then for us, and I will be happy with Teo Pacher just finishing the race in 16th. Hopefully we can continue to upgrade him and continue to improve his stats for more points for our team. But that is then it then for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to see more F122 My Team content. And I will see you guys in Australia. Goodbye, everyone.